I'm going to talk about another interpretations of CIP, covered interest rate parity, using PH, Baker-Hardwick, example 6.1 we used before. 1 year euro interest rate is 3.5200% and 1 year yen interest rate is 0.5938%. And spot exchange rate is given as 146.03. 1 year forward exchange rate is given like this. We already derived the CIP relationship. 1 plus euro interest rate is equal to spot exchange rate of the EUR JPY times 1 plus yen interest rate divided by forward rate of EUR JPY. We already derived this one. What was our interpretations? If you invest into euro deposit, this is the one you're gonna get after 1 year. And if you convert euro into yen and put yen into yen deposit, after 1 year, you convert yen back into euro using forward contract available today. So this is the profit you're gonna get. We assume that deposit interest rate is equal to borrowing interest rate in page 4 of CIP. That means Kim Dil can borrow 1 euro at this interest rate for 1 year. So Kim Dil could borrow 1 euro from Bank A, for example, today. After 1 year, Kim Dil is going to pay back 1 euro times 1 plus euro interest rate, which is 1.0352 euro. So this is the first way of borrowing 1 euro. Now we can think about second way of borrowing 1 euro. Let's suppose for some reason Kim Dil couldn't borrow 1 euro directly from any place today, but Kim Dil could borrow yen from Bank B. In this case, is there any way for Kim to borrow 1 euro today? The answer is going to be yes. We can use FX swap to borrow 1 euro eventually. So this is the Kim Dil's strategy. Kim Dil could borrow yen from Bank B, and Kim Dil is going to meet a FX swap dealer, and Kim Dil is conducting two transactions. First, spot transactions. Kim Dil is going to give borrowed yen for getting 1 euro today. And then Kim Dil is going to make forward contract also available today to give some euro for getting some yen after 1 year. So you do spot and forward simultaneously. So this is the FX swap. So Kim Dil is going to make two transactions with one swap dealer. Like this. Let's talk about all the cash flow step by step. So euro interest rate is given, yen interest rate is given, spot exchange rate, and 1 year forward exchange rate. Let's talk about Kim Dil's cash flow. In spot transactions, Kim Dil is going to borrow a certain amount of yen from Bank B. And then Kim Dil is going to give this yen amount to FX swap dealer using spot transactions and will receive certain amount of euro. And today, this is today's transactions. Simultaneously, Kim Dil is going to sign a forward contract to reverse this spot transaction. What is the meaning of reverse? Kim Dil is going to get euro today by giving yen. Reverse means Kim Dil is going to get not euro, yen in the future by paying euro. So reverse this spot transactions. Then after 1 year, Kim Dil is going to pay back certain amount of yen to Bank B. So Kim Dil needs to pay back Kim Dil's initial borrowing plus some interest. So CCC to Bank B. And from the forward contracts, Kim Dil is going to receive certain amount by giving certain amount of euro. Now, let's figure out what is AAA, BBB, CCC, and DDD, and think about the meaning of the whole transactions. So first, Kim Dil want to borrow 1 euro today. So this is the second way of borrowing euro. That means BBB should be equal to 1. You can think Kim Dil is actually borrowing this one by using yen as an intermediate currency. So Kim Dil borrow yen, but give the yen to the swap dealer, eventually borrow BBB euro. Kim Dil's initial purpose is to borrow 1 euro. So BBB should be equal to 1. So I'm going to write down 1 here instead of BBB. And then we can figure out what is AAA. So Kim Dil is going to receive 1 euro by giving certain amount of yen to the FX swap dealer. What is the fair price for this one? Now, given spot exchange rate, we want to use this spot exchange rate to make these transactions. That means Kim Dil want to receive 1 euro by giving AAA yen to the FX swap dealer in spot transactions. So given spot exchange rate, AAA yen should be equal to 1 euro times yen per euro exchange rate. 146.03. So euro will be cancelled and you're gonna get yen amount. So this should be AAA. So instead of AAA, I wrote down 146.03. So we figure out the cash flow in spot transactions, today's transactions. After 1 year, Kim Deal is going to pay back certain amount to Bank B. So what is gonna be CCC? Remember, Kim Deal borrowed this amount today and the yen interest rate is given like this. So what is the yen payment Kim Deal is going to give to Bank B? Obviously this amount plus interest, right? So after 1 year, Kim Deal needs to pay back 146.03 yen initial borrowing times 1 plus yen interest rate, which is 146.8971. So this should be CCC. Now we just figure out CCC here. Now remember, Kim Deal is going to receive this yen amount from FX swap dealer by giving certain amount of euro. Now why Kim Deal is going to get this amount? Because it's natural to think like that, because Kim Deal is going to pay back this amount to Bank B. So in the fourth contract, maybe it's natural to get the same amount from FX swap dealer, then the Kim Deal is going to just pay this one back to Bank B. Now what should be the euro amount Kim Deal needs to give to FX swap dealer? Now forward price is given like this. We just need to compute the equivalent value of this yen amount using this forward price. So in other words, we need to compute the equivalent euro amount to this one using forward price. So after 1 year, Kim Deal will receive this amount of yen from FX swap dealer, and Kim Deal is going to pay DDD euro. What should be DDD euro? Given EUR JPY forward price like this, we can multiply yen amount by the reciprocal of this one, JPY EUR. Why? Because we want to cancel yen and yen, right? So by using reciprocal of this one, by multiplying this amount by this amount, we get 1.0352 euro. So we just figure out what is DDD. Let's summarize the cash flow. So Kim Deal wants to borrow 1 euro today, but Kim Deal cannot borrow it directly from some bank. So instead, Kim Deal is going to borrow 146.03 from Bank B, and then Kim Deal is going to give this amount to FX swap dealer and will receive 1 euro. So in a sense that Kim Deal is borrowing 1 euro in spot transactions. And in the future, Kim Deal is going to give 1.0352 euro to swap dealer, and given the forward price, Kim Deal is going to get this amount of yen. Now Kim Deal can just pay back this amount to Bank B. Bank B's transactions and FX swap dealer plus minus yen plus minus yen, you can cancel these two, and at the end what you have is you're gonna borrow 1 euro today by paying 1.0352 euro to FX swap dealer. Net transaction would be summarized like the transaction between Kim Deal and FX swap dealer. Kim Deal get 1 euro today and will pay back 1.0352. Bank B are somewhere in the middle. Every plus minus yen transaction will be essentially cancelled. We can interpret the whole FX swap thing as Kim Deal's borrowing 1 euro by paying 1.0352. So when the CIP whole, we can interpret two sides of CIP as two ways of borrowing 1 euro. Now remember this. Interest rates are given from the market. Spot exchange rates are given from the market. Now forward price is the price between Kim Deal and FX swap dealer. So forward price can be determined by the negotiation between Kim Deal and FX swap dealer. Under the certain conditions, something like what we talk about in the class using Barber and Packer paper, swap dealer can ask certain forward price to get bigger euro interest rate for this one.